There are four main objections. One of the top things that people say when it comes to sales is, I don't know how to handle objections. Objections are too difficult. You know, everybody tells me I need to think about this. That's the number one objection. You know, one of my mentors, a great, great coach, I love you, Coach Eric. He always says this: objections are like a reflection, a direction. Objections give me direction, right? When you hear somebody give you a reason why they shouldn't do it, it's actually educating you on how to present stuff to them. So objections are like, thank God you gave me an objection, because now I know what's important to you and what's not important to you. But everybody always complains about this. I don't know how to handle objections. I wish I could handle objections better, and so on and so forth. The truth is, if you ask people how many objections they get as part of their job, they'll tell you so many. There are only 4 objections. There are only 4 categories of objections. And in each category, you might hear 3, 4, 5 objections, but it's just 4 categories of objections. Part of this system I'm talking about, part of this SYSTEM, is to guide you and show you how to categorize these objections. So when you hear it, you know that's a product objection. You hear it, you know that's a stall, that's a time objection, and that's a money objection. And there are guardrails on how to answer all these objections. There are guardrails on how to pick X objection and follow a path. So you either validate that it's a real objection, or you treat it as what it is, which is just a complaint, right? Shout out to Uncle G. Uncle G always does this. One of my big time mentors, where he says, every objection is a complaint, right? It's not like an objection. It's a complaint. It's just me complaining. We all complain about everything every day. You woke up this morning and you complained, oh, I didn't sleep well enough. I didn't sleep long enough. What's that crook in my neck? Complained. The price is too high. Complained. It's not the objection. Bro, you knew the price was high before you got here. You knew what it was, and yet you got in your car, you drove, you came here. Or you picked up the phone and you called, or you got online and you started talking. You knew that this is going to be high. By the way, everything you spend money on is high. Everything. Or at least that's what you complain on. Whether it's gas, it's the traffic that you're driving in, it's food, it's lunchtime that is not too long enough. Everything that comes into your life, you have a complaint around it. If you complain about just about everything, don't you think everybody else does? Especially when they're buying something. By the way, when you're buying something, you complain about it too. You know, everything is a complaint. And we now confuse it and think it's a real valid objection. No. These are the four categories of objections. You can either have an objection about the product. You can have an objection about time. You can have an objection about a stall, or you can have an objection about money. Those are the 4 things. The most dangerous one, I'll pause for a few seconds and have you think about it. What do you think the most dangerous one is? Most people are going to say money. The money is too much. The money is too much. Can I get a deal? Can I get a deal? The most dangerous objection is the product. Nobody, absolutely zero, will buy something that will not serve them. None. The time one could be overcome. The stall one could be overcome on the spot, and you could close the deal on the spot. The money one, for sure. The money one is actually the easiest one. That's the easiest one to overcome. But the product is the most difficult one. So when you are handling objections, the first thing you should ask is about the product. The person says, I want to think about it. Agree, right? Always agree first. I get it. Thinking about it is great. I think most people should think about their decisions before they make the decisions. What you're doing is smart. By the way, let me ask you this. Do you like this solution? Is there something you saw in what I explained about the product that you feel like it will work for you, right? Money aside, would you buy this thing because this product works for you? If they go yes, you are like 80% close to closing the deal. Because the product objection is the one that will stop everything. Now, there's another advanced level of objection handling where you encounter the unspoken objection. That's the most dangerous one, because they tell you, no, they like everything, they'll call you back, no problem, and you walk away thinking you got a sale. And as soon as you leave the room, they turn to each other and they go, it's trash. I can't believe this. This is not going to work at all. I can't believe I wasted my time. Like, they don't tell you the real objection. That's dangerous. That's where you have to learn how to ask hard questions. That's a whole different category. Hard questions are like honest questions. We call them hard because you confront the elephant in the room. You go face to face with the thing that's lurking in the corner, and you ask them a real question that has to do with trust, that has to do with transparency. That's when you bring up the unspoken objection and you handle it, you tackle it. But before we get to the unspoken, you have to deal with the main four ones. PTSM. Think of PTSD, change the D to M, and it becomes PTSM. Product, time, stall, money. Product is the most difficult one. So tip, tomorrow or this afternoon, this evening, whenever you're dealing with a client and they say, I want to think about it, agree first and ask them right away, do you like this product? Will this product do for you what you want it to do? If you adopted sales training and coaching, will it work? If you guys are doing X amount of dollars now, if you got the worst sales trainer on earth, but they train with you all the time, frequently, every week, and you role play it every day, could you sell one more product? Do you believe this idea will work? If they say yes, you're almost at 80, 85% close. If they say, nope, we don't like sales training, we think it's rubbish, we think they're going to try to sell you air, we think it never works, then you're dealing with, don't waste your time over there. Move on. There are so many people on planet Earth and in your area that understand the value of learning. Don't waste your time trying to make a non-believer into a believer. Just be like, no problem, and move on looking for believers. But if they say they believe that sales training works and there's growth that comes from sales training, you're almost 85% close to the close. So we'll show you how to do it. Coach Paul closes. Let's roll.